अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ये हमारा 9th लेक्चर है जो कि टॉपिक है पब्लिक पॉलिसी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन एंड एवेल्यूएशन पार्ट 3 और हमारा कोर्स है पब्लिक पॉलिसी डिज़ाइन एंड एनालिसिस। एवेल्यूएशन से रिलेटेड हमने पिछले पार्ट में भी इसके हमने काफ़ी चीज़ें डिस्कस की थी, तो अब हम पॉलिसी एवेल्यूएशन प्रोसेस को डिस्कस करेंगे इस लेक्चर में। ये पॉलिसी एवेल्यूएशन प्रोसेस में सबसे पहले हम देखेंगे आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ पर्पसेस ऑफ एवेल्यूएशन इज़ वेरी important. Then one needs to identify areas of evaluation. Using evaluation evaluation data or methodology is quite tough and challenging task. In this method, the most important thing is collecting reliable data from the society through different sources, and the data which is collected needs to be scrutinized. After going through the data properly and scrutinizing it, the data would be ready for report writing. This report should cover major points of evaluation. It should be comprehensive and should enable other analysis in the methodologies and process of evaluation. अब हम बात करेंगे उन टेक्निक्स की जिनके थ्रू एवेल्यूएशन होती है. There can be evaluation of its policy and program, and there can be an evaluation of the people who are actually implementing the policy. Rational analysis is the term used for evaluation of its policy and program, which finds the extent of achievement of goals set out and actual impact of policy. There are actually 3 techniques for rational analysis, and those 3 are cost benefit analysis, performance measure techniques, and experimental techniques. And these all 3 are rational. Cost benefit analysis, obviously, like for example, if you are applying a policy and that is costing you more rather than giving you output or benefit, so obviously it would be useless, and it won't be of any use, because you are spending more and you are getting less. Same, this cost benefit technique is also used in the business. Like for example, if in any of the business your expenditures are crossing 50,000 and you are earning only 30,000 a month, so obviously you would not do that business. So the second one is performance measure techniques. Performance means whichever business you carry out, whichever policy you carry out, you needs to follow some of the techniques. You can change those techniques. For example, if from technique 1 you are able to get performance up to 40%, and from technique 2 you are able to get performance almost of 60%, and through technique 4 you are able to have a full performance, so obviously you would go for the last technique to have maximum performance. After that, experimental techniques. These are the techniques that were already used by different people and government in the society. These are the techniques that are already available in the market. So it is also very important. Policy evaluation comprises not only on evaluation of policies, but it comprises on the people who are actually implementing it. Different tasks are being given to people to evaluate the people who are actually implementing the policy, and if this thing is not done, then we cannot have good result of the policy. So analyzing the people who are actually implementing the policy can be named as human resource management, and if it is successful we can have a very good result. If it's not, we can have very bad effect and performance, as we have in our country Pakistan, where every single institution is on the verge of collapse. No single institution is properly working, no single institution is giving enough profit, and even every single institution is demanding money from the government to run their setup, and the ill structure setup. The aim of this human resource management evaluates is to change people so as to more communicative, competent and effective. So evaluation is carried out in varieties of ways using a variety of evaluators. Sometimes it is very systematic and formal, and at times it can be casual or quite informal. It may be carried out by those who are delivering the programs that is concerned department or ministry of the government, or by the private agencies that are outside of the government. There are other agencies who are taking care of this evaluation, that are media houses and think tanks, and that actually highlights the loopholes, that analyze the situation and come up with the report. And the most authentic in these media and think tanks is think tank, because that is a reference based data which is shared with the people, and we can have access to every single source that they have shared. उसके बाद classification, policy evaluation can be classified into different phases. Administrative evaluation, it is being taken by the government agencies, experienced, financed and experts. Like for example, we'll give the example of election. In election, the government has actually utilized its already existing machinery. Like for example, employees from different schools and universities were being assigned to carry out those elections, and through administrative process. So this is how they were able to carry out the elections. After this administrative evaluation is judicial evaluation. Judiciary is actually sitting, and normally they don't interfere in government affairs, but when the government is going against the law, if they are doing something wrong, then the judiciary does objects. They can take suo motu notice, and they can correct the government. So normally in every issue the judicial or the judiciary doesn't have to do anything, but when the government is diverting from the law, then judiciary can intervene. In short, this judiciary actually try to see that everything is being done as per the constitution or not. Then comes the political evaluation. It is being done by the political parties, pressure groups, media and non-governmental agencies. And even we should mention over here that there are a lot of challenges and problems that are being faced by the government employees and its agencies while implementing the public policy. The first one is unpolicy clear goal. If the policy is not clear, the goals are not clear, then obviously the person who are actually implementing, they would be confused, and even the targeted population would also be confused. And the next problem is of measurement. Normally it is easy to express or elaborate any of the goals of a public policy, but it is quite impossible to evaluate that up to what extent we have achieved, up to what measurement we have achieved our goals. And the next difficulty is identification of inappropriate indicators. In the absence of appropriate indicator, it's quite difficult to implement the public policy, to judge the exact outcome of the program. And another problem is of target. Normally it is decided very easily in a meeting or during a when a public policy is being discussed, but in the field, when the people are properly targeted, so it is actually difficult for the people who are implementing the policy to target the people. So when any diversions come while targeting the people, it affects the effectiveness of the policy. So if the demarcation is improper, it will give misleading results. Other problems in evaluations are selection of wrong methodology, lack of specialized knowledge and technical skills. So now the conclusion is that we have discussed in detail how public policy is formed, implemented for achievements of goals, and evaluated for consequences of public policy. I hope you would have understood it, and it will be uploaded on the YouTube, and if you would have any query, you can ask me when I'll be online in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and Allah Hafiz.